Winner of the Russian Junior Grand Prix final last season, figure skater Veronika Zhilina has withdrawn from the Russian Grand Prix stage in Omsk due to injury, a source familiar with the situation told RE Novosti. The nature of the 15-year-old athlete's injury is unknown. The tournament in Omsk was to be her first in the current season. Zilina trains under the guidance of Yevgeny Plushenko. She owns several types of quadruple jumps, as well as triple axel. In the current season, the figure skater will debut at adult competitions. Earlier this season, the following athletes have already been injured. Sofia Titova. The Russian champion in women's singles was diagnosed with a stress fracture of the foot in the summer. Sonia had time to prepare for the control skating, but withdrew from the free skating and later from the Grand Prix stage in Omsk. Anastasia Mukurtova. The pair Anastasia Mukurtova/Dmitry Evgenyev missed the control skating due to the injury of their partner. Nastia had a stress fracture of the talus bone and problems with a ligament. Now the figure skater has already resumed training. Veronika Yamatova. Nika punctured her leg with a skate and did not have time to recover before the test skating. She is expected to take part in the third stage of the Russian Grand Prix, which will be held in Krasnoyarsk. Ksenia Sinitsina. Ksenia withdrew from the Grand Prix stage in Omsk due to a fracture of the metatarsal bone of her foot. She skated with this injury in the free skate at the control skating after she punctured her foot with a skate in training. However, it was not known at the time that the injury was so serious. Daria Sadkova. Tutberidze's 15-year-old had to postpone her adult debut because of an ankle injury. Whether we will see her at the Grand Prix stage in Krasnoyarsk is a mystery. Yulia Artemieva. Yulia Artemieva and Alexei Bryukhanov missed the control skating due to medical reasons of their partner. Before that, Yulia had been struggling with a sore back for a long time, and now the skaters are going to come to the Grand Prix stage in Omsk. Anastasia Zilina. Nastia suddenly withdrew from the first stage of the Grand Prix due to aggravation of last year's injury. Her coach Yulia Lavrenchuk said that it was a nerve problem and the singles player is already slowly getting back into training mode. Maya Kromik. Maya Kromik made the fans very happy with her appearance at the test skating, but soon disappeared from the list of participants of the first stage of the Grand Prix. The reason, for medical reasons, is alarming. Artem Kovalyev. Artyom told social networks that he will completely miss this season because of a fractured leg, which he received after an unfortunate fall from a quadruple tulip. On October 12, the athlete underwent surgery, but he is not discouraged and promises to return in a year. Something amazing happened on the first day of the junior women's competition at the Grand Prix stage in Omsk. Victoria Morozova won the short program, which was a real sensation. She was a somewhat unexpected leader at this Siberian stage, although the advantage over her closest competitor, Alisadiva Glazova, was small. Sofia Titova took first place among the intermediate medalists and impressed the spectators with her improved performance. It is evident that she has grown and become a more mature skater this all-season. After a disappointing previous season, Titova and her coach, Yevgeny Plushenko, decided to change their approach by avoiding difficult jumps early in the season. This made sense, as it's not worth risking complex elements if they can't be performed cleanly. However, even with simpler content, Sofia encountered some problems, including a mistake on the triple lutz. Interestingly, usually top skaters are forgiven for such mistakes, but Titova was judged rather harshly. As a result, she received 125.75 points for the free skating program and 192.20 points in total, which earned her the bronze medal. Alisadiva Glazova introduced several ambitious elements into her program, including 4 quadruple jumps, 2 lutzes, a Rittberger and a tulip. However, she was forced to change her plans on the fly, and in the end she was only able to perform 2 quadruple jumps, both with errors, including a fall on the lutz and a not-so-clean tulip. Rittberger, according to Diva Glazova, was in the program by mistake. Despite these difficulties, she managed to show a good performance, but a fall from a triple flip cost her the win. As a result, Elisa got 135.28 points for the free skating program and won silver at the Grand Prix stage. Victoria Morozova, representing Tatiana Navka's academy Our Hopes, was the last to perform. Unlike her competitors, she decided not to risk complicated elements, taking into account the number of mistakes of other participants. Her performance was practically without any remarks, except for an underspin on a cascade triple salto. Despite her 14 years of age, Victoria shone with her outstanding height and skill in performing the complex music of Astor Piazzolla. Surprisingly, the judges' scores in the components were almost 1.5 points higher than Elisa Diva-Glazova's. This gap was decisive in the overall standings, and Victoria won by a very narrow margin with 205.69 points in total. Victoria Morozova answered several questions from journalists. Let's talk about your success in Omsk. Tell us how it was. In the short program I was satisfied with almost everything, but I could have done a little better on the elements. I did the rotation on the third level, the step track too. I could have done everything on the fourth level, then I would have gotten more points. But still I am happy with my skating. After the short skate I was the first. Before the free skate I was a bit worried. I was still responsible. I'm the last skater, I need to keep the first place. I did everything perfectly in the first half, and I did well in the spins. In the second half, I did 3-3 cascades a bit badly, with marks. But it did not prevent me from taking first place. I'm happy with my rollouts, but there is still work to be done. At the end of the free skating program, you sit in the kiss and run. Could you have imagined that now it will be the first place? I wanted to be first. I came here for the first place, like all athletes. They usually say they're coming for clean skating. That's the first thing. Of course, clean rides for myself. But I still want to take a good place. When I was sitting in the kiss and run, I counted the scores in my head. A slip here, a slip there, a slip there, I could have under-rotated my spins. I look at the scores, I realize I'm first. Coach says, "You're first." I'm like, what? That's awesome. They told me the final sum of points. I beat Elisa Diva-Glazova by 100th. It was very cool emotions, I was so happy. Did you manage to calculate the points approximately? Or did it come out more? On the contrary. I counted a smaller sum of points, but it turned out to be more. You were up against big-name competitors, a serious lineup. Is it nice to be in such company? Yes. When there is competition, you adjust yourself differently. Even if something doesn't work out, you have to do your best to show what you can do. Almost all the girls had quadruples, Elisa Diva-Glazova, Masha Mazer. Sofia Titova performed without quadruples, but everything will get better. My coach and I also decided that today we will go without a quadruple. It worked in practice, but we realized that a clean skate would be enough. Did you realize it when your rivals scored not very high points or before the start of the competition? At the 6-minute warm-up, the coach asked if we should go or not. We consulted and came to a consensus that it would be better to roll cleanly and smoothly than dirty with a quadruple. So we'll get more points. Did your rivals come up and congratulate you? Yes, after the skating we congratulated each other and went to the awarding ceremony. How did you end up in figure skating? My dad wanted to put me in figure skating. I saw my brother practicing hockey and I wanted to do it too. I went to a flooded ice rink in the winter. They put me on skates, and I went. In the fall they decided to give me a professional sport. I was 3 years old. What are your memories from the first training sessions? I can't remember much, but I think I was happy. Happy? I wanted to be happy. People asked me if I wanted to do it. You didn't feel like you wanted to quit. Sometimes I have these thoughts when I'm emotional, but very rarely. You still set yourself up that you have to, you haven't done so much in figure skating that you can just quit. Why? You still have your whole life ahead of you, there are a lot of starts where you can show yourself. Finishing is definitely not an option. How long do you plan to skate? I don't make any plans. As it will be, so it will be.